Now, Washington Mornings on the Mall. 105.9 FM. And AM 630. WMAL.
8:37 on WMAL. Good Friday morning to you. Brian Eamon back here in D.C. Wilson's still down in Tampa as Mitt Romney gave his big speech last night. Pleased to be joined on the line now by Bret Baier. Host a special report with Bret Baier. I know it's been a very long week, and you got another long week in store for you in Charlotte, so thanks for getting up early with us this morning, Bret.
Sure, actually, I'm on my way to the plane to Charlotte right now, so happy to be here. Yeah, it was an interesting week, a long one, but interesting.
All right, so what do you think the Republicans got out of this convention what they wanted to get out of this convention?
I think so. The question is, how it all permeates into folks who are bringing their kids back to school and getting off of summer break. I think the message was that Mitt Romney, the message they wanted to send was Mitt Romney is a doer. He's a guy that can get it done. He's a guy that can turn the economy around. He's not going to talk about his personal stories a lot. He's not going to talk about himself, but he's going to get it done. And the challenge, the hurdle they had to get over was for people at home to say, you know what, that guy on my television screen, he could be president. And if they got to that point, then they had a success, and they overcame some of the, millions and millions of dollars of vain negative advertising that's been spent. And I think just judging by the week, they feel they got there.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people have been talking about the Clint Eastwood appearance, and I think the assessment I come to is it probably drove a lot of people into the tent out of curiosity, and they may have hung around. What was your sense of Clint Eastwood?
Clearly, it was something that was like a car wreck that you had to stop and see what was going on. I could see it was playing really well in the hall. I could imagine it was playing well in television screens in some places in the country. But there was something about it that was a little wincing, a little tough. And you could see it in Ann Romney's face in the cutaways. And even this morning when she's talking about it, she said he's a unique man who did a unique thing. I don't think when you use the word unique, it's just, the best thing for the candidate spouse to be saying.
It was entertaining, and it was hard to take your eyes off of it. And I was surprised because, Clint Eastwood was going to come on. We had this, belief that he was going to be the mystery guest. And I figured it was going to be, a unifying message of, hey, we're all Americans. We need to move this country forward together, that kind of thing. And Mitt Romney is the guy to do it. But he was an attack dog. I mean, he went after the president hard. I mean, left hook after right hook. I mean, I was surprised at that, at least.
Well, I guess that's what was the most surprising was the where it was placed in the program. I mean, that's a prime time spot at the top of 10 o'clock, right before Senator Rubio's speech. Before that was a 10-minute video that was really well produced with home videos of the Romneys, stuff that I hadn't seen before, and I bet, I'm just guessing, that Ann Romney in some of that facial reaction was thinking, why not put the 10-minute video there instead of Clint Eastwood?
Can I ask you a question? Because, as I watch all that, I get the wincing part of it, I understand all that. But don't you think that there was a draw people into the tent element to it?
Definitely. Brian, I'm telling you, I mean, it was definitely a huge draw. And as you know, it played really well in that hall. And I talked to people afterwards, and they said, "Wow, that was great," but understand that that's the red meat crowd, and I don't know. I don't know if it plays across the country that well. I don't know if it played well with Ann Romney.
It was my first convention, and we got on the floor for one night, and I was kind of surprised, and you've been to conventions before. Did you think there was as much energy at this convention as there have been in others? Because I didn't feel it, at least the night that I was there, which was, Wednesday night, I guess.
Yeah, I think that it started off slow. Remember, we began the week with a storm. We began the week with the threat that the storm was heading here, and then the worry about the storm, and still the worry as it was hitting. So it was a little different vibe. I'll agree with you that the energy at the beginning, but once you got to the speeches of Condoleezza Rice, Governor Martinez, who really energized the crowd, and then Paul Ryan, I think there was a lot of energy. I don't think, Mitt Romney, he's all about that big moment. His thing, I think, and the thing that they're trying to portray, as I said at the beginning, was that he's the guy that can turn the thing around.
All right, Bret, I have to ask you, when you were there and after the speech from Ann Romney and Juan Williams said that he thought, she came across as a corporate wife, I think you were shocked and a lot of people were shocked.
You seemed shocked.
Yeah, I think I said, wow.
Yeah.
I think that was my original reaction. We did press him about it, and, Juan came out and talked about it the next day, and he wrote a column about it, saying that, it wasn't personal, it was... about the speech itself. Right. It obviously got a lot of response on Twitter and email, and I think if he had to do it again, he probably wouldn't use that phrase. But the best thing about Fox is we welcome all points of view. Right.
And congratulations, the ratings have been unbelievable. I mean, you killed all the networks. That's got to feel good, huh?
Yeah, it's been good. Knock on wood. And we'll head to Charlotte and hope for the same thing.
So you're going?
Are you doing the charter to everybody getting on one big plane?
Exactly. I'm sitting right next to Chris Wallace.
Well, tell him I sent my love.
Hold on. He wants to say hi.
Oh, well, fantastic. Right. Chris Wallace coming on the show.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Chris Wallace. How are you?
Good. I figured I could get, if I rode with Bret Baier, I'd be sure to get to the plane on time. They wouldn't leave without him.
I hope.
How'd you think the convention went?
I thought it went well. I heard what Bret was saying to you. I think there were stronger moments and weaker moments. But look, in the bottom line, people will forget the specifics. Did it help Romney? Did it move the ball in terms of making their case and kind of to a certain degree combating all the millions of dollars in negative ads? Yeah, I think it was a net positive, and when you spend millions of dollars, it should be a net positive.
Right, and you're off to Charlotte, the Democratic convention. How important is this for President Obama, or is this just the next step in this process of before we hit to November 6th?
Well, it's not quite as important as it was for Mitt Romney because obviously he's much less of a known quantity. I mean, the president's been president for 4 years. He's got a record. But, I mean, one of the things he's got to do, and it'll be interesting to see, is try to reignite the passion and the excitement that he had 4 years ago in Denver. It'll never happen because that was a really magic moment. But he's got to try to energize his base, and I think that's what a lot of what this convention will be about. Also, I think what you'll see is a big response to Mitt Romney, and, they'll point out things that Romney didn't say or holes in Romney's record, so it's punch, counterpunch, and the only thing that will really matter in terms of the polls is a week after both conventions, and we'll get to see how it all settles out.
Well, Chris, that was a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much. Tell Bret we appreciate it.
Who's going to be on the show this weekend?
Bret, you need to take a left turn here, particularly on the way to Charlotte. Anyway, we're going to have Antonio Villaraigosa, who's the chairman of the convention.
All right.
Sounds good. Thank you. Appreciate it, Chris and Bret. It's pretty awesome to talk to both of them at the same time on the same plane.
That's very cool.
845 on 105.9 FM and AM 630 WMAL.